Today we're checking out something a little unusual, a spec tipper that Volvo has brought to the market last year to see if it can do what DAF's done and nibble away at the Japanese truck dominance. So this Cleggs Transport 6x4 is a slightly simpler, less high-tech version of Volvo's standard FM model. It's bid to reduce the gap between a European truck and a Japanese truck. The sort of things they've left out of this spec tipper include air suspension from under the truck, the cab and the passenger seat, and no Volvo dynamic steering. Hayden gets to see how the package performs on a good run, taking the fully laden truck and trailer over the Kobuhikuai Road to Whangamata. Entry into the cab is good with two well-spaced steps and grab handles on each side, plus a wide opening door. Once inside, it's a familiar Volvo cab layout, similar to the FMX we tested last year. There's a heated air seat, controls on the steering wheel for virtually everything, a dash that looks like it has all the other controls at easy reach, if they aren't already on the wheel. There's a vinyl and textile interior trim which makes for a nice light cab that feels fresh and roomy. There's plenty of storage for paperwork and more than enough cup holders. Hayden can only find one thing in this cab that isn't just right, and that's the plastic door handle knob on the inside of the driver's door that's come off, leaving an exposed metal latch. He adjusts the electric and heated mirrors and the steering column, which has both tilt and reach adjustment, controlled by a foot pedal well above the accelerator pedal. We're not long underway when we come to a roundabout where Hayden finds that the driver's side mirror creates a minor blind spot when checking the traffic coming straight through. Onto the Kobuhikuai Road proper, the truck quickly picks up speed thanks to the 500 horsepower Euro 5 engine and the iShift 12-speed skipping up and down gears as needed. In automated mode, the shifts are quick and smooth, which is to be expected as we rate this AMT as one of the best gearboxes in the business. On the initial run through some flat corners before the big hills, Hayden finds the steering excellent with very little correction needed, even over the bumpy bits of road and even without the Volvo dynamic steering system. Cab noise is almost non-existent with very little interruption to any in-cab discussion. With the convex mirror under a main mirror, there's good rear vision and the driver can see the Transfleet 4-axle trailer tracking well on this windy road. Hayden decides to leave the iShift in automated mode. Regular driver Nathan says he mostly drives it in manual mode, so Hayden wants to see how it performs in auto. His first impression had been that the gear selector, which is attached to the driver's seat, would be too close and that his leg would interfere with the use of it, but he now finds that it's actually very well located because it moves with the air seat. It's always right at your fingertips. The 500 horsepower engine makes light work of the start of the hill with very little gear shifting needed. Hayden even finds himself needing to brake for a couple of uphill corners. We do like the kickdown you get when you put your foot down harder on the throttle pedal too. Well into the climb, the gearbox is changing up at 1800 RPM and downshifting at 1400. Here's where we find out why Nathan prefers manual mode. At two of the worst pinch points in the long climb, the iShift decides to drop down 2 gears from 8th, but then shifts back up to 7th almost straight away. In manual, Hayden would have let it lug down a bit more and made just the 1 gear change. Nathan says the engine's at its best around 1200 RPM. Once over the top of the climb, Hayden intends going down the hill in auto mode, but coming into the first corner needs to use a foot brake too much, and the 3-stage engine brake just isn't holding us back enough in 9th and 10th gears. He goes to manual mode and drops down a gear because it gives more control. Now he only needs to dab the brakes and shift between 8th and 9th as required. At the Whangamata turnoff, we hand the FM back to Nathan. Hayden hops out, feeling that this is a well-spec'd truck for its work, and although Volvo says it has made it a little bit more basic to meet a market, we reckon it's actually quite hard to tell where they've done it. This truck's 500 horsepower engine and 12-speed iShift have handled the Kobuhikuai's road challenges with ease.